Howdy, and welcome here to episode 5 of our Rags to Riches series here on No Man's Land as we try to make enough money to gradually build the ultimate farm. And we're going to start off with this episode by heading to the store. We need to get a baler to bale up the straw, which means we're also going to need a bale trailer. And on top of that, we're also going to want to replant our fields with soybeans. So yeah, we have a lot to get done in this episode. Now, as we're getting ready to get everything going here and get things running, I did want to mention that, just in a few days here, next week, FS25 is coming. I don't currently plan on having any episodes coming out from FS22 during that week because I want to focus solely on FS25. So I did want to give you an update on that. There will not be any episodes from this series next week. So with all of that out of the way, let's get back to this video. And if you've been enjoying this video in the series and you like this map, be sure and hit that like button. Also, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Now, speaking of comments, I do want to read off one of the comments from last week. I do want to get through the rest of them in this episode, but we had a comment from Auto Sim Crew, which, by the way, awesome content creator. Highly recommend go checking out his channel because he makes really amazing content. But he mentions here, I think autoload is super cheaty. Better get rid of it. Which he put a little smiley face there. And yeah, well, actually, we ended up getting rid of that log trailer, but not because it's cheaty, but because eventually at some point here we're gonna get a bigger and better one that holds more logs. But yeah, we're gonna be cheating on that front. And another comment here from James Sweet, and he says, not a real problem, but the large captioning gets a bit distracting after a while. Maybe a smaller font. And yes, James, it was a new thing. I was trying out something fun. Well, maybe. I'm not sure if it was fun or not, but for this week, we are trying it without any of that. And just kind of see like, hey, what do people like better with or without it? I might try it with like a smaller size font. I don't know. I just want to see like, hey, what do people prefer with it or without it? So yeah, leave a comment. Let me know. Which one do you prefer more? All right, so we have a couple more comments, but we'll grab those later in the episode. But for now, let's get this field all baled up, get these bales loaded up onto the trailer, and get them sold. So I almost forgot about one of our rules. And it's like there's a lot of rules. So yeah, I almost broke one of the rules. One of the 4 rules we had. That is that you must have the equipment to do the work manually if you want to use autoload. So we just got a bale fork here so we can get these bales picked up with the bale trailer using autoload. Can't believe I almost broke one of my own rules there. But yeah, we got it. Thankfully, I caught that. Now let's talk about one of the other comments here from last week. This one's from Auto Sim Crew. It says, it feels like the seeder is going through a lot more seeds than it should, especially with wheat. And that was the first seeder we had. And yeah, it had a low capacity, but it was going through them like crazy. I think you might be onto something there. And yeah, because thankfully we did upgrade that one and didn't use it anymore. But as we're heading back here to the farm, I did want to mention, like, we are currently at almost $28,000. I did mention it's one of our rules, after we do our first harvest, which we have now done, we can take out a loan. So we're going to take out a loan here for $200,000. We're going to use that to buy another land so that we can expand both of our fields before we replant them. And while we're doing that, let's talk about the last comment I have not yet mentioned from last week, and this one is also from Auto Sim Crew. It says the planter you used in this episode was a huge improvement over the last one. And yes, it was. That's how a planter should work. You should be able to, not run out of seed so fast. And yeah, so that was good to get a good planter. And actually, we're going to use that same planter when we replant these fields as well. All right, so we finished plowing up the large field. As far as the expansion for that field, we still need to expand the other field, and I'll come back to that probably in the next episode. But we're gonna do our soil samples here, get everything ready, and it does look like the other field's probably gonna have better soil. Maybe, I'm not sure. We will kind of check that out and see what we get from it. But we're done with the soil sampling, and what we're gonna do now is we need to prep the field to get it ready for planting. And before we get too far on that, though, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the silo things we had there, containers we had for storing our seeds and lime. And I'm gonna get a kind of one of those object storages there in the shed, and we'll store our big bags. Now, that will put us in a situation eventually at some point where we are going to need a place to buy lime, seeds, and fertilizer. I mean, as we discovered, and the Family Content reminded me of that, is you don't want to buy it from that sell point or buy point at the store. So yes, we are definitely going to put in a refill point here on the farm for that purpose. All right, we're getting our soybeans into the ground, and the reason we're doing soybeans, they may not always make the best money when selling, but I wasn't really looking at that for picking soybeans. And I said this before, is like the whole reason we're doing soybeans is not necessarily about the money we're going to make when selling them, but it's about the cost of planting them. And this soybeans actually win. They're not there's one crop that's actually better. and we're probably gonna be planting that in the other field. But soybeans kind of win on this because they don't require fertilizer with precision farming. So you don't have to pay that fertilizer cost, which is one of the more expensive parts on planting. So you save a ton of money, and they actually do make good money. So that is pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and finish up this field here, get it all planted. In the next episode, we're going to expand out the other field, and we're gonna put another crop in there that has the potential to actually be one of the most profitable crop fields or crop types in the game. So be sure and subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified of future episodes, so you can watch that and see what crop we plant.
I know I'll be okay, 'cause I found my way.